The time a supervisor tried to throw me under the bus, but I had receipts. So this happened when I was working at my first special ed teaching job back in 2015. I was fresh out of college and had no idea what I was getting myself into. But there was this kid in my kindergarten class, let's call him Jamie, who kept running out of the building. Like literally just bolting from the classroom straight out the front door and into the neighborhood. The first time it happened, I thought maybe he just needed to use the bathroom. But then he kept doing it. During math time, story time, snack time, didn't matter. One second he's coloring, the next second he's booking it toward the exit like his life depended on it. The other kids thought it was some kind of game and started laughing every time he did it. But this wasn't funny. We're talking about a 5-year-old running into traffic. I had to sprint after him in heels more times than I can count. One time he made it 3 blocks before I caught up to him. He was just standing there looking at a stop sign like nothing happened. So I went to my supervisor, Mr. C, with all my data sheets and incident reports. I explained that Jamie needed a one-on-one aid because this was getting dangerous. Mr. C looked at all the paperwork and agreed immediately. He said we'd start the process right away. Now getting a one-on-one aid approved is like jumping through flaming hoops while blindfolded. There's forms and more forms and specific wording you have to use or they reject everything. Mr. C walked me through the whole process for 2 weeks. We had meetings every other day going over every single detail. Finally, I finished all the paperwork and sent it to him for the final review. The deadline was coming up fast and I needed his approval to submit it, so I waited for his response. And waited some more. After a full day of silence, I sent him another email asking if he got my submission. Nothing. So I called his office and left a voicemail with his secretary. Still nothing. I tried calling him directly, sending follow-up emails, even walking by his office to see if he was there. For 2 whole weeks, I kept trying to reach this guy. Jamie's still making his daily escape attempts and I'm losing my mind because I know the deadline is coming up. Other teachers started asking me why I looked so stressed all the time. I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about what would happen if Jamie got hurt. The day after the deadline passed, Mr. C finally emails me back. His message was short and sweet. Since you didn't reach out to me with the final copy, Jamie's one-on-one aid request wasn't approved. Better luck next time. I sat in my car after school that day and just screamed. This man had ghosted me for 2 weeks and then had the nerve to blame me for missing the deadline. But then I remembered something important. I save everything. I went home and printed out every single email I sent him, every voicemail transcript, every attempt to contact him. I even had timestamps showing when I tried calling his office. Then I wrote up a timeline of events and attached Mr. C's final email, where he basically admitted to ignoring me. I sent the whole package to his boss, Mr. B, who is the head of special education services for the district. In my email, I explained how Jamie was still a flight risk and how Mr. C's lack of communication had put a student in danger. Mr. B responded within 2 hours. He called me directly and apologized for what happened. He said he was granting me an emergency extension and would process the paperwork himself. He also approved an emergency one-on-one aid to start the next week while the official paperwork went through. But the best part came 3 days later. I found a formal letter of apology in my school mailbox from Mr. C. It was typed on official district letterhead and everything. He apologized for the miscommunication and any inconvenience caused. It was the most passive-aggressive apology I've ever seen, but it was still an apology. Jamie got his aid and stopped running away. The rest of the school year went smoothly, but Mr. C started avoiding me in the hallways. He'd literally turn around and walk the other way if he saw me coming. At the end of year staff meeting, they announced that Mr. C wouldn't be returning as special education supervisor. Officially, he was pursuing other opportunities, but everyone knew he got fired. I wasn't the only teacher who had problems with him apparently.